You got President Biden was in Vietnam on Sunday, and he made a public speech about strengthening ties with Hanoi. At the same time, he denied that the reason he was there strengthening those ties, he said the exact quote was, "I don't want to contain China."
Really what this trip was about, it was less about containing China. I don't want to contain China.
I don't know why you would make that statement so definitively if you weren't, if you didn't like so scared of the Chinese.
Yeah, clearly President Biden is afraid of the Chinese. They have something on him. He doesn't want to stand up to them. We see it over and over again. He is afraid to somehow make China angry. And so he's sucking up. I think there's no other way to say it. And it is really troubling because when I look across the world, I think Russia is clearly a problem, but China is a crisis.
And this idea that we're not going to stand up, we're not going to be honest when we're speaking publicly. Again, you can say it more eloquently if instead of just the opposite of that. But the fear from this administration to let that message be known, especially while we're trying to work with a country like Vietnam, and so the people there understand, the purpose of this. Why are we here? Why are we making this? Furthering ties. And then the president kind of gets up and says something that gets everybody scratching their head. Well, then what's the point of this whole venture? It just doesn't make much sense. And we're still seeing, and Rick, you start wondering if this is going to be campaign 2 from the basement, or maybe just totally ignore questions. We saw, again, this time it was a White House press secretary ending a news conference before Biden, while Biden was still talking. They literally took the President of the United States, off the stage.
We talked about stability. We talked about making sure that the third world, the Southern Hemisphere had access to change it, had access. It wasn't confrontational at all. He came up
Thank you, everybody. This ends the press conference. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
That's what he said. I don't know about you, but I'm heading to bed.
But I tell you what, I don't know about you, but I'm going to go to bed.
I mean, look, these people who are surrounding Joe Biden think and probably are correct that they are running the country, that they are in control and he's just the puppet. So it doesn't really, go off script for them, kind of pull the plug when he's rambling. I mean, we had a president of the United States who announced, "I'm tired, I'm going to bed." That's not the kind of messaging that you're supposed to give when you're traveling, trying to show strength, trying to remind people that America is the leader, that we're here to talk about human rights and capitalism. You don't announce, "I'm tired and I'm going to bed."
Whether you like what he's saying or not, we don't agree with a lot of those policies at all. But even if you did, he's falling asleep while he's making them. It sounds like that's someone you shouldn't have even allowed onto the stage. When you hear it, it's like, woof, that does not sound like strength being portrayed by our commander-in-chief.
Look, that needs to be a commercial. I think the Trump campaign should just start running that as a commercial. Here you've got the president fumbling words, not quite being clear, going down a path that everybody is confused by. And so you almost can hear the staff saying, "Somebody pull him off the stage, somebody end this. Oh my gosh, this is getting bad. Jump in there." And then you have the voice of God basically saying, "Thank you, everybody. Let's move on," and cut the mics. And this is a tactic that the White House staff has had to develop. They are now in the position where they have to take the hook and pull him off the stage because he's rambling and embarrassing us. This is the state of the United States right now.
Again, it's just, it means something to the world. The world can read in that. It's not hard to read into that you're dealing with a president who doesn't seem like they're in control. And instead, it's all these bureaucrats and political appointees, and you might not even know some of them, those names, who are really pulling the levers of power and kind of putting the pieces of paper, as we've seen, right in front of him. Not just numbers to rattle off so you have specific facts and things like that, but the entire statement of what he's supposed to say, or even the name of a world leader he's sitting next to that he's known for a decade.